Welcome, Aries, to your January 2021 monthly forecast. For Aries in January. Do you know there's also a yearly reading available? Just check out the playlist on my channel and you can see your Aries 2021 annual reading. But now I'm going to take 5 cards for you. By the way, it's great to see the subscribers back again. My love and great wishes and good energy to you. We have great fun here, don't we? On our channel, it's different, it's good. We have a great family of people here. Now let's get some things underway, shall we? Well, this has come out, whatever it is. The Queen of Wands. The Three of Wands. This looks like it's sticking out. What might that be? The Six of Discs. Gee, it looks like it's a pretty good month for you. Oh, I think Aries is going to have a great year. I think this could be your best year ever. You never know. There is the Moon. And finally, let's have a look at this one, which is the Queen of Discs. Okay, come and sit down next to me. Let's look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Now, by the way, Aries, there is an annual reading which runs for about 20 minutes, which looks at the forecast for the 12 months ahead for you. And that can be found on the playlist or just search for Aries 2021 Nigel. Now, these playing cards are here just for energy. What am I going to do first? I'm going to look at this Moon card. Major Arcana here for you. And some great cards here. Let's have a look at it. The Moon. The Moon is a hunter on the edge of a cliff, shooting great fiery arrows at the sun. The Moon is the feminine aspect of divinity. Shekinah, Mary, Kadisha, the wife of Shiva. She is yin, soft, passive and internal, dark, mysterious, the doorway into the subconscious world of dreams, of intuition and emotion. She looks within while the sun looks without. The sun is steady and ever shining, eternal, but the moon is cyclic, waxing and waning, having the poles of new moon and full moon. These are like the cycles of life and death, light and dark, good and evil, infinite and ever becoming each other. Well, the moon rules darkness and the night sky. The light of the sun can refer to things being illuminated and out in the open, where things not in the light are hidden, secret, and occult. Because the moon waxes and wanes, so too does things under its influence. Like the tides, things that lie secret. I'll pull that out a bit now so you can see. So secret things and hidden things will move out into the light and back again. Now, the astrology of this card is Neptune in Pisces with Venus exalted. And I suppose the question being asked here, and I think being asked of you, is it an illusion or is it a reality? Now, Pisces is very much associated with the subconscious, with emotions, intuition, and artistry. And for me, this is the last of the major arcana to be associated with a zodiac sign, Neptune in Pisces. Well, Neptune's watery depths are associated with dreams, visions, and the imagination, which links it in with the qualities of the moon. I think there's a possibility here of some degree of mental confusion, a lack of clarity. You may uncover a deception, is what I am thinking here. And I think it's quite possible that you could have an increased psychic awareness. This is a time, I think, when something in your life is not as it appears to be, a situation that is deceiving. Now, you may in some sense be lost in life and unsure about which way to go, lost in the dark with no signposts. And very often this energy here in this position, with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Discs where they are, it can represent the shadow self, the subconscious, or the hidden self. I think it's fair to say that there is a time now where you are hearing the call of the unknown. You are on the threshold of new experience. Pay attention now to the voice in your heart and scrutinize calmly and carefully the offers of assistance and guidance that you may receive that appear to you from within. It may well be, I think, for you, and this is a time in the year where you may be considering, who are you? Who is it that you are? And maybe, I think, there is a moment when you will go into the dark room, and in that dark room you will meet yourself. Meet yourself, the real you, the one that you were born to be. Now, this is not a schizophrenic thing. It is just a recognition that perhaps your feet are in concrete rather than seen to be walking along the ground. Understand that the most important thing to you at this time is to be true to yourself, to understand that there are things that can be done in your life. Now, you don't have to become the leader of your country, but there are things where you can obtain great satisfaction, great abundance, great joy. And these things come about not through luck. They don't come about through money. Money does not buy satisfaction. I mean, where I live, there are a number, hundreds of yachts and motor cruisers that are always tied up at the dock. And every now and again, the owner of one or two of them can be seen hosting a cocktail party on the back of one of them. They never go out to sea because the owner discovers that there is some skill that is involved in operating a yacht or in navigating the waters, and skill is difficult to come across. But this is a time, I think, for you to look into this year and say, what skill am I going to develop that is going to bring me happiness, that is going to bring me satisfaction, and do this with a single-minded purpose. Do not be concerned about what other people think. Do not be concerned about haters. There will always be haters. In fact, when you have haters, it is a good sign that you are doing things well. Embrace the haters. You could walk on water, and the haters would say, well, you're walking on water, but that's only because you can't swim. Have no concern about what other people think. Have no concern about what people say behind your back, but go forward and make your own reality. Let's have a look at my good friend here, the Queen of Wands. What do you have to say, my darling? What do you have to tell my Aries friend here today? Well, there she is, holding a jaguar. Well, the jaguar is a powerful totem in South America, where it is the spirit of the jungle. Now, there is a thing in South America also called a nagual, which is like a shapeshifter that can turn into a jaguar. There's also the shaman. There's also the witch, and they will be accompanied by a jaguar when traveling into other worlds for strength and for protection. The narwhal, the shapeshifter, can even partially become the jaguar, as I say. The Queen here is the master of the internal jungle and eternal energy, the forest one must traverse in the suit of wands. Now, as the King of Wands is the master of external sun energy, she is master of the internal and eternal fire, the flame in the temple of your body. Now, she wears up here what looks like a piece or a shard of obsidian on her headdress. Obsidian is a volcanic glass, and besides being used as a fine weapon or a spear tip or a very sharp knife, it can be polished smooth into a mirror with which one can see themselves. She shows you yourself, the greatest gift you can receive. She provides a safe, warm, and abundant environment where you can grow from a small cub to a powerful jaguar yourself, mistress or master of your own internal forest. She helps you develop yourself into your full potential with a clear vision of yourself, even if it is not at the beginning very sharp. And she allows you to grow and to develop creativity. This energy is very much Aries at this time of year, because for me, she really rules. I see Pisces here as well, so I'm seeing the period of the 9th of March to about the 9th of April. Pisces and Aries. Well, we have the spirituality and sensitivity of Pisces with the ambition of Aries, and that means it can be something of a rough ride. But Pisces gives her sensitivity and inspiration, and of course will give you these things as well. And Aries will give you leadership and self-confidence. I see Sagittarius around here as well. A woman she is, but of course these court cards are interchangeable as to gender. So I think what she's saying to you is that you will be adaptable, persistent and energetic. You will exhibit a calm authority. And I have to say, you are going to be very attractive to other people, so put your seatbelt on. You might find that you are generous, but I think also intolerant and impatient with opposition. She is the watery part of fire, and so there is some contradiction within her nature. This woman here has an immense capacity for friendship and love, but at her initiative. In some respects, I think she exhibits a self-complacent vanity, even a snobbery. She can brood and come to a wrong decision as a result and react with savagery. She can be quite quick to take offense and harbor revenge without good cause. And she can have fits of the blues, which she can try to overcome with the booze, and then come out of the stage of over-drinking with and exhibit panic-stricken outbursts of ill-considered fury. But during this time, and I think it's following on from that moon card that we had there, you will have begun working on yourself and starting to make progress. And it's time perhaps to start to learn how to express this with others. Let your self-realization be expressed in your daily life. This is definitely a process of self-discovery. You've got to where you are by resolving difficulties in the past, and now you are a stronger character. So it is time to express your natural power and beauty and to move on from the past. Now this woman here, she knows what she wants, and she has an active life. And you will be making a very powerful first impression, and as I say, you're going to find that you're very attractive to other people. Find you very attractive, and do with that what you will, of course. I think we might have a look at this character in the center here. The Six of Discs. Well, Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom appears from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. Now, I think that this is an archangel here, and I'm saying it's the Archangel Gabriel. Now, notice this breast here on a otherwise quite masculine torso, I suppose. Gabriel means strength of God. Gabriel is the herald of God's manifestation, his imminent incarnation in the physical form. And when I say the imminent incarnation, imminent is probably a bad word to use there. I mean the incarnation that God is in everything. God is in everything, and also in you. It's in chairs, it's in trees, it is in everything, and it sustains everything. And it was Gabriel that told, in the Christian tradition, Mary about her pregnancy as he handed her a sprig of white lilies. He blows a trumpet that heralds the last judgment. Gabriel gives sacred texts to people. And it is said that it is in the Islamic tradition that Gabriel gave, by recitation, the whole of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. Gabriel is sometimes depicted as a man or as a woman. And I think here she is both a woman with the body of a phallic snake. She is the final cleaving, the marriage. She is the knowledge of good and evil, the wedding of soul and body, time and eternity. Our mortal selves, our consciousness is freed from time alone and now exists in both places. Now, for you, the good news is that I see this as being the Lord of material success. The astrology for me, where the card is that of the moon ruling the second decan of Taurus, at 1st to the 10th of May. Well, the moon is exalted in Taurus in ordinary astrology, and that's a really good sign. But the moon's transient nature means that success may be short-lived, and the moon likes nurturing and comfort, and Taurus likes material things, so they're well suited for bringing about material success. There is the external manifestation of the inner. There is success and transformation going on here. Success, generosity going both ways, paying it forward, and perhaps receiving something of a financial boost. There's the possibility here of a grant or scholarship for someone, and if someone's making application to the welfare system, I see that as being well received. Be open to your success. It is no less than a gift you can learn to accept thankfully and humbly. Real success only comes once you have learned to serve. Success under these conditions enriches all levels of your being. What does success mean for you at the moment? Visualize as precisely as possible what your success looks like, and say this to yourself: my self-acceptance as you come out of the dark room, and self-confidence, they are the keys to real success. Right, well, I want to have a look at this great-looking card here, the Three of Wands. Quite arresting, isn't it, that? And so it should be, because this Three of Wands is calling down the creative gaze and grace of God. It is the Kundalini, the life force, that serpent which coils at the base of the spine and rises up, ultimately through the head chakra, blooming in the 1,000-petaled lotus. Sex and knowledge between the two trees, two people, two aspects of self, or heaven and earth. as in the six-pointed star. The merging of male and female sets the Kundalini in motion, pushing up through the spine, creating the third pillar, if you like, which the lightning of God can blast down, through which your consciousness can travel up. Intent and desire is what I see here. Lust and knowledge for enlightenment. Now from here, we look up and reach for the heavens, reach for the answers to the great mysteries of good and evil and life and death. Now, I think you'll be pleased to know that the astrology for me of this card here is the Sun in the second decade of Aries, that 31st of March to April the 9th. Well, the Sun is also in its exaltation in your sign, and so this placement is very favorable. And Aries suns enjoy a challenge, don't they? And Aries suns are happiest when their lives are moving forward. I see here, this is really for me the Lord of established strength, self-confidence, no compromises, ideas crystallizing here, and a confirmation, I think, that you are beginning to move along the right path, possibly a business expansion, notwithstanding these unusual times. And it's quite likely that some of you might find that a hobby you're starting to think about whether a hobby that you have could become a business. I think what is coming to be for you now, following this process that you are going through, is that you are now getting the direction in which you need to apply your energy in order to be your best and to be of service to the world. This is about looking inside and outside with integrity, honesty, and no compromise. It might also mean for you to check the honesty and integrity of another Aries, I think. It is important to operate from a place of integrity before making any decisions at the moment, and to have clarity of mind and heart before taking any actions in order to bring about the best results. And unless you do have clarity, then don't act. But if you do have that clarity, then now definitely is the time to get things moving along. This is saying also, I think, for you to really pay attention to your own point and internal stillness. Center yourself and overcome. Are there any reasons for self-doubt? Do you let doubt cloud and shadow your virtues? And if you are not centered and feel doubts lingering within, then dispel them. And understand this and say it to yourself. I have the power and virtue to reflect and to know, because if any of the signs has that, it is you. Let me have a look at this Queen of Discs. Interesting, she has what looks like diamonds. There's a rose garden in the background here and looks like tears of diamonds here. Well, the Greeks and the Romans in old days thought diamonds were tears of the gods, pieces of stars which had fallen to earth, or even that they were living beings that possessed a soul. The word diamond comes from the Greek word adamas, which means unbreakable, as diamonds are the hardest substance known to us. All of these things could also describe the soul and an individual person. Tears of God, descended stars, unconquerable and strong, possessing of a soul, precious, ancient. The Queen of Discs tends to these things, providing an environment where things can grow slowly and beautifully. There is pressure too, and pruning and shaping, as with the cultured rose garden behind her. It's in her garden with all the elements in perfect harmony, that you live your life sustained by her milk, food, water, air, and life. Now, a lot of Capricorn around this, so that's going to be important to you, and a lot of Sagittarius. This speaks to me of a woman who is ambitious, affectionate and kind, charming, quite timid, practical, quite domesticated in a funny sort of a way. Ambitious, but someone who works with instinct rather than with the intellect. Quiet, hard-working, practical, sensible. But some people might think that they're going through something of a bit of a dull phase here. I think that the person represented by this card represents the finest of the quieter qualities, and they can, in a very unassuming and reticent way, actually be quite lusty and sexy. And they can also engage in drinking a lot or drugs, almost as if they can only realize their essential happiness by getting outside of themselves. Now, this is a time for you to be practical, compassionate, and have a nurturing attitude to others and to your own circumstances, and to go along for the ride and go with the flow at the moment. No revolutions. And she also represents health and diet, so be aware of that and look at your own health and diet. And go forward quietly without an overt attack on existing situations. Devote more attention to your health and beauty. And say to yourself, I give my body the gift of loving attention. It gives me the gift of life energy, joy in living, and health. Fantastic. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I loved spending that time with you then. What a great month it looks like it's going to be for you. And don't you deserve it? You certainly do. Of anybody, you deserve the good things that are coming into your life. Now remember this one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.